Imagine a fuel with zero emissions, powerful enough to haul a fully loaded semi-truck across the American Midwest or launch a NASA rocket into deep space. And when it burns, it leaves behind nothing but water. The United States government, alongside global superpowers, is pouring hundreds of billions of dollars into this promise right now. This isn't a lab experiment anymore. It's the biggest energy bet on the planet. But there's a catch. The fuel of the future is quietly being taken over by the tycoons of the past. And you're already paying for it, whether it works or not. Through hidden taxes, through subsidies you never voted on, and you're about to find out exactly how much. Oil, electricity, control. This is Energy Wars.
On Energy Wars, two forces clash.
But the ultimate effect is your bank account. Every dollar going into hydrogen is a dollar that could change what powers your home, your car, or your job. So before we talk about trillion-dollar bets, let's understand what they're actually betting on. Pound for pound, hydrogen holds roughly 3 times the energy of gasoline. It can power what batteries can't: heavy industry, steel furnaces, cargo ships, the stuff too big and too heavy for an EV battery to ever touch. But hydrogen is the lightest element in the universe. To actually use it as fuel, you have to compress it to hundreds of times atmospheric pressure, or freeze it to nearly absolute zero. That takes energy, a lot of it. Here's the part almost nobody explains clearly. It often takes more energy to isolate hydrogen than the hydrogen actually produces once you use it. Hydrogen isn't an energy source, it's an energy carrier. You have to spend energy to make it before you ever get energy back out. So if the physics is this demanding, why is the whole world racing to build it anyway? Because this isn't a lab experiment. It's already running, from Indian railways to the surface of the moon. This isn't a someday technology. Money is already leaving taxpayer accounts on 3 continents to build it right now while you watch this. Let's see where it's going. On July 17, 2026, India flagged off its first hydrogen-powered train built entirely in-country, running on the Jind to Sonipat line. It's the opening move of a 35-train rollout called Hydrogen for Heritage, backed by nearly $2.5 billion, aimed at cutting India's reliance on imported crude oil. And this is exactly the kind of headline that triggers panic in Washington. No global superpower wants to watch a rival lock down the next energy standard first. In Saudi Arabia, the NEOM Green Hydrogen Project, an $8.4 billion facility, is racing toward a 2026 launch, designed to export massive volumes of green ammonia to the world. And in Australia, a proposed $17 billion hydrogen hub is being planned in the outback, big enough to be seen as its own national infrastructure project. India, Saudi Arabia, Australia. 3 completely different governments, 3 completely different economies, all racing toward the same finish line at the same time. That's not a coincidence. That's fear of missing out, playing out on a national scale. And it's exactly why the US just committed billions of its own. Nobody wants to be the country still burning the old fuel after everyone else has moved on. And this race doesn't stop at Earth's atmosphere. Liquid hydrogen has powered rockets since the Apollo era. It's the fuel behind NASA's Artemis program right now. Which is exact like finding water ice on the moon is such a massive geopolitical deal. Split that water with electrolysis, and you get breathable oxygen and hydrogen rocket fuel. The moon could become a deep space gas station. Trains in India, ammonia in Saudi Arabia, rocket fuel on the moon. On paper, hydrogen is already everywhere. So here's the obvious question. If it can get astronauts to the moon, why can't it get gasoline out of your local gas station? Because between here and there, there's a wall, and it's made of steel. Every pipeline, every truck, every gas station in this country was built for a different fuel. Replacing that isn't a technology problem anymore. It's a bill, and you're the one who eventually pays it. Hydrogen's molecules are so small, they slip directly into the microscopic structure of steel. Over time, that makes the metal brittle and prone to cracking, a documented phenomenon called hydrogen embrittlement. It's why you can't just pump hydrogen through the natural gas pipelines already under American streets. So you can't use the old pipes. Can you at least truck it around like gasoline? No. It has to be frozen to nearly minus 253 degrees Celsius, or compressed to hundreds of times atmospheric pressure, just to move it anywhere. To truly replace crude oil, we'd have to tear up and rebuild almost every pipeline, every tanker, every fueling station on the planet. Industry analysts put that price tag in the trillions of dollars globally by mid-century. This is the trillion-dollar pipe dream. So if the infrastructure is this broken, this expensive, who's actually pushing hardest to build it anyway? You might already suspect the answer. Before you decide who to trust on clean hydrogen, follow who's actually building it, because the names might surprise you less than you'd hope. Not all hydrogen is created equal. The industry actually color codes it. Green hydrogen made from solar or wind and water. Genuinely clean, genuinely expensive. Gray hydrogen, stripped straight out of natural gas, releasing CO2 in the process. And blue hydrogen, the same process as gray, with an added promise to capture the carbon afterward. Here's the number that matters. Over 95% of the hydrogen produced in the world today is gray. Ripped straight from methane. Not from sunlight, not from wind. From the exact same fossil fuel industry hydrogen was supposed to replace. In the United States, that number is even higher. So who benefits most from a national push toward blue hydrogen, gray hydrogen with the capture system bolted on? The companies that already own the natural gas. Several of America's own federally funded hydrogen hubs are explicitly built around gas plus capture, not electrolysis. It doesn't kill the fossil fuel industry. It extends its life under a cleaner sounding name. A new fuel, the same handful of companies, and somehow, the exact same result as every other chapter of this series. But this time, the price tag lands somewhere very specific. Everything up to now has been about trains, pipelines, and boardrooms far away. This part is about a number that's already been added to what you owe, whether hydrogen ever works or not. Washington just added $7 billion to the national debt to fund regional clean hydrogen hubs, which pulled in over $40 billion more in private investment betting on that same public money. Add in direct production tax credits. And the federal government is subsidizing this technology at nearly every single stage. And here's the part that should genuinely concern you. Political priorities shift. Funding for these hubs has already faced delays, renegotiation, and uncertainty across changing administrations, which means you can pay into a project for years and still watch it get canceled, restructured, or quietly scaled back without ever seeing the fuel it promised. If this all works exactly as promised, hydrogen still isn't replacing oil for most of what you drive, heat, or pay for. It's a niche fuel for heavy industry, funded at massive scale. And if it doesn't work, if it becomes just a subsidized bridge to keep gas producers relevant, you pay twice, once in taxes to build it, again at the meter, if it ever reshapes energy prices at all. Ancient fuel took 100 million years to make, and it still runs the world. Future fuel is racing to catch up on your dime, with no guarantee it ever will. That's the trillion-dollar question, answered. But this war has more than one front. On Energy Wars, two forces clash, and now you know exactly where the effect lands. Next time on Energy Wars. Before the first well was ever drilled, this land already had an owner. Then oil was found underneath it. Oil emperors versus natives. If your money is already in this fight, you might as well know how it ends. Subscribe. The next battle drops soon.